What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are speaking the language of bromance. And Shawn's got a flow, I think.
Oh, Richard. He's
on the waves.
A trip coming up soon that you and I are going to go on. We're going to tell everybody about it because you're not going to cancel on me. You're not going to be like what this thing is. So this, Richard.
Oh, don't call me out on this.
Was a very.
Because what if I do? What if all of a sudden I do? What if I'm like, Shawn, I can't go because I have celiac disease.
That next episode is just going to be me, and you're not allowed to listen to it.
It's celiac disease. I can't go. I'm not allowed to travel because of my celiac disease.
What is that?
Means you're allergic to gluten.
Oh, so it's like real.
I can't go where there's bread.
Wait, what are you eating, Subway?
It's good.
No, Richard, I want like our trip not to be like this thing. So recently there's this big old like documentary on Netflix that's just, blowing up all over the world. I heard about this thing back in the day, but didn't really pay much attention to it.
Oh my God. Is it the thing about He-Man?
No, what's the thing about He-Man?
No, there was there was a documentary about the whole making of He-Man and everything. I thought that's what you were going to talk about, and I'm super excited.
No.
Because I love He-Man.
You have to look at that and tell me what it was about. But no, Richard, this is... What do you know about the Fyre Festival of 2017?
Okay. So I will preface this by saying you were mentioning like a week or two ago that you wanted to talk about this. I did see that there were not one, but there was a documentary on networks. There was a documentary on Netflix.
Yep,
about
Netflix
it.
Has got the one called Fyre, the greatest party that never happened, and Hulu's got one.
Yeah, and Hulu's got one. So I saw them, but I did not watch them because I wanted to learn from the only teacher that I ever learn anything from, and that's you, sir.
This guy right here. So I didn't watch the Fyre Fraud one. I'd like to watch that one at some point, but I think I got all I need to know from the Netflix one. So Richard, I remember hearing about the Fyre Festival from like 2017. It was the gist I got was like it was supposed to be this awesome festival with like Blink 182, which whenever the
were they supposed to be there?
They're supposed to be. Spoiler alert: they didn't show up.
So you asked me what I knew. All I know is it was a big party that was supposed to be out on some island, and shit didn't go well, and then a bunch of rich kids were like, everything's horrible. And I was like, womp womp. That's too bad.
Oh, sorry. Well, I mean, they were selling tickets like for like $4,000, like to $10,000. Like you could get like a yacht type thing for like 20 or 30 grand. Like there was like levels you could get. Like, I think mostly it was like rich kids that were getting to go, but like you realistically could see somebody being like, oh, well, I was going to go here for $4,000, but why don't I just do this? That'd be kind of cool. Be the first one to go here.
Okay.
There's a kid who did that. They got fucked out of their money.
Yeah, probably. Speaking of concerts, see, I hear you tell this story and then it makes me nervous because I don't know if you know this, Shawn, but from what I understand, this summer they're going to be doing another Woodstock.
Oh, are they really?
Because it's the 50th anniversary.
69. So 69, 79, 89, 99, 09, 50th. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 50th anniversary. So from what I heard, they're doing another Woodstock. And I would love to go to Woodstock 2019. That sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, did you hear about like the Woodstock 99 that they had?
Yes, I remember the Woodstock 99 with like the big pyres
where they burn stuff down and like
there's big fires and a lot of sexual assault.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
No, well,
you'd be safe though.
Yeah, I'm ugly enough.
You'd be the one they'd be avoiding. Like, yeah, he has rape face. Wait, what's that mean?
What's rape face? Does that mean I'm rapeable or rape?
Am I the raper or the rapee? I don't want to be the raper.
Do I look like a raper or do I look like a rapee? Why are you staring at my butt?
Does this smell like chloroform to you? No, it's just a joke. Oh, God, she's getting the police.
That was a joke. It really doesn't.
It's actually just essential oils. I brought it to calm people.
Oh, I'm tired.
Because last time,
lavender.
Last time that people were here, there was a big fire. I wanted to avoid it. I wanted to bring the essence of essential oils. Officer, I'm missing Blink 182 up there.
I will not wear that zip tie.
I know how to escape that. Oh, chipped a tooth. These are strong. Are these like super duper ones? Oh, they're just regular ones?
Super duper.
But the Fyre Festival, Richard, was started by a one Billy McFarland. And when you see this guy, it actually was also started up by your favorite rapper, Ja Rule.
How is he my favorite rapper?
I don't know. I don't even know if I can think of a Ja Rule song.
No, I can't either. Because I don't know if you know this, Shawn. I am a bit more partial to
Whitney Houston.
Old school West Coast rap. You know, your NWA, your Dre, your Snoop, your Tupac.
Yeah, not even on my radar.
You didn't own a copy of The Chronic?
Nope, not a rap guy.
Everybody owned a copy of The Chronic, Shawn.
Not this guy. I tried to buy the Eminem CD. Didn't like it.
In the late 90s, like everybody had that CD. Didn't matter what kind of music you listened to. Didn't matter if all you listened to was death metal. I had a lot of friends. All they listened to was death metal. You flip through their CD book. Guess what? There's The Chronic.
I wonder what was mine like. Because I started getting into music in like 2000. Because I kind of missed like your little bubble of that stuff. I'm trying to think like what CD did like everybody have?
It was probably 50 Cent.
No, it wasn't 50 Cent. I think it was the Eminem. It was the My Name Is album. I think everybody had that one. But no, so if you see Billy McFarland, he is he's kind of a goober looking dude.
I'm picturing like your quintessential like the guy that wears like a button down shirt and khaki shorts.
Yeah, more like polos. Seemed like he wore a lot of polos in the documentary.
Yeah.
Wasn't
like that young Mark Cuban kind of face.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, that's a good thing. But thinning hair. Like he didn't have a ton of hair. But he had built a company earlier that was like this supposed to be some kind of like credit card for people in New York. It was supposed to be kind of like, the cool kids had it. It was metal, not like metal, like blah, 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 like made of metal.
Like actual metal?
Yeah.
Oh, like Woz?
Yeah. And it's kind of like isn't like the MasterCard black one? Isn't it like metal?
I don't know. Woz had business cards and his were made out of stainless steel.
That's badass.
Right?
Make it. That's what I'm going to do.
Fucking Woz, man.
Like, hey, here's my card. Dunk. You can use it as a paperweight or you can melt it
throwing
down
star.
And fight werewolves. It's made of silver? Yeah. What are you worth? Billions. But no, he started this company, and so there was a lot of questions around it. Like everybody was always talking about, like, oh my God, he's such a great entrepreneur, yada, yada, yada. He's like up and coming. He's really big into the tech world because it's like in the mid 2000s when he kind of started up with like when a lot of like not as like right after the .net bubble or the www was it the www
.com
bubble? Yeah,
there you go.
So it's kind of like you saw these like new age tech people kind of coming out, like your Facebooks type stuff. And he was kind of more localized with it with the New York thing. So he had this card. He made a lot of money with it, but there's a lot of questions that came from it. Questions
such as,
well, so if you had this card, not only was it a credit card, but it got you into like exclusive parties. There was this like, not really a hotel, but they had like a loft. Like a office loft type.
So a brothel.
I'm assuming so. But they'd throw parties there. Like they had rappers. That's how he met Ja Rule. He brought Ja Rule up there. But it was very questionable. Like people weren't getting things they were paying for. So it'd say, hey, for $200, we'll get you tickets to the Super Bowl. And then they pay $200. And guess what?
No Super Bowl?
No Super Bowl tickets. Or, hey, we got Celine Dion tickets for $600. You pay your $600 because they're normally like $6,000. Guess what? No Celine Dion tickets.
And then somebody's like, "Wait a minute, why'd you spend $600 on Celine Dion tickets?"
Yeah, I know, right? Because there's only that one song,
right?
And she only sang that once too, from my understanding. like recorded it once. They're like, all right, we're gonna do a couple takes. She's like, nope, I got this in one. My heart will go on.
Yep. There was one song she did that I liked, and I can't think of what it was. So obviously, I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, she's like
there's that.
The superstar, like weird type thing. I saw her on Oprah, maybe, or what's the chick that likes to dance? Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, yeah.
And she had this like big old like freaking ring on her hand. It was like in the shape of like a panda bear or something. And Ellen like asked her about it, and she's like, you know, what she's saying like
because she's French, right? So she's like, this ring costs.
No, she's American.
Gajillion. I thought she was French Canadian.
Dude, is this going to be like your
no
French Canadian?
No, I bet she's French Canadian. I'm pretty sure she's French
Canadian. But she is from Quebec, which is the French speaking.
So she's what? God
damn, she's worth $700 million.
Yeah.
But anyway, as Ellen was like asking her about her ring, she like holds up. She's like, she works hard for the money. I was like, damn.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just busted it out.
Yeah, no shit.
It's just kind of like all weird and like coke.
Yeah, and then it's like, fuck you, Celine Dion. Like, you don't have to rub it in her face. We get it.
I know, right? And she had to like lift it up with both hands because it was so heavy. And then when
Bring me my wheelbarrow.
And then when she waved her other hand, like she took it off, it went thunk. And actually, that's what broke Ellen DeGeneres' leg.
I knew it. You know, I remember hearing about it, but they never said the cause. You know why? Because Ellen seems to me like a classy lady that wouldn't dime her friend out like that.
Yeah. Well, and plus, I mean, Celine Dion is worth $700 million. So
yeah,
like, hey,
she's probably like, yeah, I'll have you killed.
Yeah. Hey, are your brakes working? Yeah. Well, they might not be if you talk. What's that mean? Not saying, but I'm saying.
I'll have you killed, and my net worth will go down to $699 million.
It's like, wait, we're live,
and then
right
I'll
now.
go out there, and then I'll go out in Vegas, and I'll sing that fucking Titanic song, and I'll be right back where I was, baby, on top.
But Celine, we're live right now. Like, this is recording. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna write a song about this.
Doesn't matter.
You know what? Interview over.
Yep. I need to go buy everybody's television. Interview never happened.
But this guy, Billy McFarland, had some cash money, and he was working with Ja Rule, and they wanted to create this like awesome festival, right? Supposedly, and this is where the documentary gets a little sketchy. Supposedly, they bought an island, which you talk about like buying an island. That's Celine Dion money. Like, I don't think you can buy an island under $10 million, especially a furnished one.
I agree.
Because the story they were telling, him and Ja Rule were just flying around on a plane in the Bahamas.
You say furnished island, and I immediately think of like, let's put a couch on the beach.
No, you'll understand when I say furnished. So
like, let's put up the coconut hut. We'll put up a coconut hut, and then the professor will come along and build a coconut phone.
Oh, if only. No, it's better.
Okay.
So they're flying around this plane, right? In the Bahamas. There's a lot of like little islands all over the place. They see a runway, a plane runway.
Okay.
So they radio down, they get nothing, so they go ahead and land. Richard, what they discover is this island, there's not really like anybody on it. There's like some people that are kind of like keeping up the buildings and stuff like that. Like there's all kind of like beach houses and stuff like that. Like I think the island was maybe like 2 miles by 2 miles, like not huge, but enough that you could put a decent number of like houses.
Okay.
So they're asking around, and they figure out like, oh my God, guess what, Ja Rule? Ja Rule's like, what, Billy? We're going to fucking buy this island. And Ja Rule's like, yeah, we are. So they buy the island. I think
so. They called Celine Dion, and they're like, Celine Dion, will you buy us this island?
We need a loan, Celine Dion. So they essentially, like, again, I don't know if they bought the island or not, but Richard.
See, all this seems already off the jump. This sounds sketchy because you're like, I don't know if they bought the island or not.
Yeah, well, and that's what in the documentary kind of like lays that out there. But as a consumer, I don't know if you would know that for sure or not because you don't really see.
Right, you're not
Billy
sitting
character.
there like when I go to fucking a concert at a venue. I'm not like, I wonder who owns this. Is it safe to be here?
Exactly, yeah.
Is this building up to code?
You're like,
I'm gonna look online.
I pay my $100 and I get my ticket, my seat, and I get to enjoy this thing.
Yeah.
And when you see like names like Blink 182, Ja Rule, like you like, I mean, the only thing that would basically make you feel 100% secure is if you saw this as like, oh, this is being put on by Billy McFarland, Ja Rule, and Celine Dion. You know it's safe.
Yeah. Should put that Celine Dion money in it.
Because I don't know what Ja Rule's net worth is.
I'm gonna be fine.
Let's take a look. I want to see what Ja Rule's net worth is compared to.
I'm gonna go with significantly less.
20 million? Doesn't say.
Ooh, see, not even enough for them to mention it.
Yeah. But so they decide to.
He's sleeping on the street, isn't he, Shawn? He's sleeping on the street.
No, of the people, he came out a little bit unscathed, which I don't think he probably should have.
I don't think so either. Like, considering what a shit show this whole thing sounds like, and the fact that his name was attached.
Yeah, he
like
was
at the hip.
Well, and the documentary. So, what the other thing that this documentary is really interesting is, you know, like whenever you see documentaries about stuff that is like weird or questionable, you're hearing people's stories, right? Like you're not getting to see the perspective of what actually happened.
Yeah.
Richard, in this situation, this documentary on Netflix, I'm sure the Hulu one's the same way. They had camera crews filming like 24/7.
Oh,
Not
shit.
just the festival, but the pre-planning of the festival, them going to this island, them shooting the initial commercial. Ja Rule and this Billy McFarland character are 100%, look to be 100% involved in this thing, like everything.
Yeah.
And it really looked like a bro like drinking party for those two. Like it's like, hey, we're gonna throw this party for you and me, Ja, and we're gonna get fucked up. We're gonna see a bunch of fucking hotties, and we're gonna fucking fuck. We're gonna fuck each other, Billy. No, well, I mean,
no, I mean, depends on how much I drink. Turn the cameras off.
But Richard,
really don't.
As they land on this island, they see that like there's people like working the island. The owner of the island's not there, but they learn that the island is owned. I think he's a drug guy.
Oh my God, is it El Chapo?
No, I don't think so. No, it was Pablo Escobar that owned this island. Is he a drug guy?
Oh, he was a drug guy.
Okay,
he was like he was like the cocaine kingpin of the 80s.
So
late 70s, early 80s.
And he's
from Colombia. Like he was the head of the Medellin cartel. Like basically he was responsible for
gone for a while.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. He was turning over 21.9 billion a year in personal income.
I'm saying. Like he was responsible for like 60-70% of US cocaine. Like the cocaine market was his.
Yeah.
If you bought cocaine, you bought it from Colombia, and if you bought cocaine from Colombia, you bought it from him.
Yeah, 21 billion a year in the 80s is like 700 trillion this year.
Yeah. 8 gajillion.
It's all the money, basically.
Million. Yeah, it's all the money.
But so these guys land, they see this island, it's like, oh my God, this is, I guess it was owned by the Pablo Escobar family at that point.
That's like almost 21 Celine Dion's.
You know what? It's like 25. It's 25 Celine Dion.
It's like 25 Celine Dion's.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we should count now.
Yeah. 700 million. Nope, that's one Celine Dion.
That's one Celine Dion.
But they land there and they learn that the Pablo Escobar family owns this island, so they want to buy this island. And
okay.
I believe in it. It was like they said, like they're showing them on the island getting videotaped. Well, actually, it might have been videotaped back then in the early. No, it was probably digital.
See, they probably throw. You know what? I'm guessing they throw this out like a selling point. It's like when you go to see a house and you tell the realtor like, "Oh, is this haunted? Like, are there ghosts here?" And like some people say it all excited, like, "Oh, are there ghosts here?" And some people are like, "Wait a minute, are there fucking ghosts here?
Has anybody died here?"
Yeah,
and so people like,
these people
die here.
And so these people are like, "Hey, did Pablo Escobar run drugs out of here?" And then some people would be like, did did Pablo Escobar run drugs out of here? That would be me, because I'd be like, do Colombian drug lords still own this island? Because I don't know if I want to buy it from them.
Yeah.
Because what if all of a sudden they're like, we took your money, but
we kind of missed that
it's our island. Yeah, so it's ours.
We buried like 20 Celine Dion's there. Well, you killed 20 Celine Dion's? No, that's how we measure our money.
That's how we lose count, and then we started to weigh it, and then our scale broke, so then we just count in Celine Dion's.
We think it's going to be the next big, like we have the American system, we have the decimal system. We're going to go with the Celine Dion system next.
Yeah, this is the diva system. See, because there's one Celine Dion. One Celine Dion is worth about 20 shares, and then one share is about 3/10 of a Madonna.
And then Britney Spears is about, it doesn't even say her net worth. She's probably like half of a Celine Dion. She's got to be pulling in some good money.
Probably.
58 million she earned last year.
She's, oh God.
That was Britney Spears. 58 million. It's no Pablo Escobar, but
no. And it's not even a Celine Dion.
No. Well,
but yeah, I'm saying like what happens for these drug lords come back and they're like, yeah, it's ours. I mean, we took your money and everything, but I mean, we have guns.
That's the thing that gets sketchy. That's the thing that gets sketchy. So they land here and they buy it and they bring their camera crew on. And they bring a bunch of models because they're going to shoot a promotional video.
Okay.
For this Fyre Festival, because the Fyre Festival is all based around this app that they were building, which was the Fyre Media app, which is kind of a cool idea. So the Fyre Media app, what it was is essentially you could go on an app or the website. It was kind of like Uber, where you could book celebrities. So you and I could be like, oh my God, we're going to do the Language of Bromance 5-year reunion. We're going to go and get Kendall Jenner. And we go in there and we look, we're like, oh shit, she's like 1/100th of a Celine Dion. We can't afford that. And we start scrolling down. And what we get is, I don't know, who would we be able to get?
I don't know, the guy that talked to Caitlyn Jenner once at a Starbucks.
Yeah,
and
that guy.
Then the
Bob.
guy pronounced, but they wrote on his cup like boob.
Yeah, but he goes by, but he's fancy. He goes by Robert.
Yeah, so now but now everybody calls him Boob.
Yeah, he shows up, and that's all he has to do. Is
we get that guy.
Yeah, and he's like 1/1,000,000th of a Celine Dion,
and we get that guy on the Fyre app.
Yeah, but that's what it was. There's a way to book like for because I don't know if you've ever seen like Las Vegas, like New Year's Eve, they'll have these parties, and they'll basically say like, oh, we've got the Kardashian here. And you're like, which one? And they're like, the least annoying one. And you're like,
which one?
But that was the idea behind this.
I don't know any of them.
And so they were building this app, and like they had some pretty decent traction. And one of the guys threw out this idea is like, well, why don't we do a festival? And that's what really kicked a lot of this in gear. But like I said, they landed on this island. They said they bought it, but I don't think they bought it. And one of the key things that was said when they bought this island or didn't buy this island, again, I don't know for sure, but the family that sold it to him said you cannot use Pablo Escobar's name in any promotional, like anything at all. You do not whatsoever mention his name.
Okay. Quick sidebar though, back to this app. So you would book a celebrity for what precisely?
Like a party. I don't think you could do like signings and stuff like that.
Well, I was gonna say because this whole thing sounds super sketchy to me. Because let's say Shawn, let's say you and I are celebrities. Okay, let's pretend that you and I are celebrities. Okay,
how much are we making? What's our net worth to Celine Dion?
I'm gonna say less. Probably. We're at this point, we're probably, I think if somebody Googled us, it would probably not list. Kind of like Ja Rule. But, okay, so here's my issue is let's say you and I are on this app and then somebody gets on the app and they're like, hey, we want you to come to this thing and we'll pay the money, however much money it is. Say it's, it's you and me. So probably like, $50. So he's like, oh, well, I paid the $50. So now you got to you got to do my thing. And we're like, okay, well, $50 is $50. He's like, okay, I want you to meet me at this warehouse at 1 a.m. for a special appearance. And then we show up, Shawn, and then you know what happens? We get murdered.
Yeah. We walk in, he's like, you guys look like you have rape face. What does that mean? Wait, we're not rapers. Not that kind of face.
Oh, Shawnee means the other face.
Shawn, why are your pants off? Pudding.
I want to be the other face.
No, I think, so the idea behind that was, to get like appearances from celebrities, it takes a lot of work. You have to figure out who their representation is, and you have to go through them,
right.
And they have to set everything
up. And then you got to deal with the weird fucking things they have in their contracts.
Yeah, but that's what this app was supposed to do, is be like, basically, if you were my representation, like people go through you to get me, you would sign me up on this site essentially and be like, okay, his minimum thing is this for this amount of time.
Yeah.
He won't do this. He won't do this. He'll do this. He'll do that.
He needs to have this and this and this, which is true. And it's not really because, and I mean, part of it is because, some celebrities, can be eccentric or want specific things, but mainly the reason that they put those in there, those provisos, is to make sure that the people that are signing those contracts are actually reading them. The whole thing started with David Lee Roth.
Oh, really?
Apparently, the whole thing started with David Lee Roth because apparently David Lee Roth, whenever David Lee Roth would do a show, there was a thing in his contract that backstage he needed to have a bowl filled with green M&Ms, not brown M&Ms, not M&Ms, green M&Ms.
Yeah.
Had to be all green M&Ms. And so basically he would go and then he would check, and if there was anything other than green, then it was considered a violation of his contract.
And so then he could get out of it, or
he could get out of it. He could change price. He could do whatever he wanted.
I gotcha. Was it a way for him to be a stickler, or was it a way to make sure that was a way? Gotcha, fucker.
Well, I think it was partly to be a stickler, and it was also partly because to make sure that he wasn't getting fucked over. Like, hey, if they're not going to listen to me about fucking a bowl of green M&Ms, then are they going to pay me the money that they promised to pay me?
Yeah, that's true. I would assume a lot of that would be up front, though.
And so then a lot of artists started doing it. And here's an interesting, here's true life. Okay. So a long time ago, my father was an investor and actually brought a musical artist to the town I live in.
Oh, really?
It was a country band. And he showed me the contract. Cause this was like, oh shit, I was a kid. But he showed me the contract, and in the contract, it had like all these specific things related to nothing but food. They needed to have like 30 or 40 buffalo wings from some specific place. And if we couldn't get them from that place, or if they couldn't get them from that place, they listed like 3 different options.
I gotcha.
They were like, we need this backstage, and if you can't give us this, then because if it's not available, like if we need wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. Well, some places they go, obviously there isn't like a Buffalo Wild Wings within like 50 miles. And so they're like, okay, well, in that case, then we need this. They'll say like wings from Domino's or whatever. But all this stuff was like actually listed in there specifically.
That's interesting. Like, what would your thing be? Like you get like 3 things that you have to have.
I don't know. It has to be something like I would think it'd have to be something specific, but also attainable. Like I said, like hot wings. Hot wings are easy, I
think I would have like 1 12-ounce sugar-free Red Bull, 1 8.6-ounce sugar-free Red Bull, and I need some food. What would my food be? Meatball sub. Not from
meatball
Subway.
Not from Subway.
Yeah, not from Subway.
Okay, but why not from Subway?
I don't like Subway. Like
okay, but what if the meatball sub place that they get them from have like little small meatballs and not a lot of sauce? Then you're gonna be like, this is a shit meatball sub.
Well, yeah, you could still say that, but it's not. Subway.
You gotta be specific in terms of what kind of meatball sub you want.
Meatball sub, ball size, my ball size meatballs, 4 of them on wheat bread with mozzarella cheese and a cup and a half of marinara sauce. Boom.
See, there you go. Now you're thinking like a rock star, my friend.
Yeah, we're almost to that Celine Dion level now. We're almost to that 1/7 Celine Dion. So I tell you what, if we ever get to 1/7 Celine Dion.
But I'm saying like, okay, so if I got this app, that's all I would do. I would sit there and be like, I wonder what this person, like, what's the weird shit that this person wants? What's the weird shit that fucking, Celine Dion wants?
What sucks about it,
what the hell is poutine? I've never heard of that. That doesn't exist. That's a made up food.
What sucks about this, so that they had this Fyre Media company and they're building the app. And then this whole like, let's do a festival kind of took the CEO, Billy McFarland's attention. And so he put like all of his effort into this, but it was kind of like a split in the company. All the people working on the app kept working on the app, and they were like really proud of it. They're like, this is actually a really good idea. But they're pulling resources and money into this festival that it kind of basically is what killed the app idea. But I'm sure like there's probably like you probably had to pay money to get into it, or you had to pay like a down payment just to even see some of that stuff. Like,
yeah, I would think so. Like you'd have to pay like some like crazy fucking like either like a one-time fee or like like a subscription. It's got to be like a subscription thing.
Yeah, and you're probably paying more because they're going to get a cut of it. But I'm really interested in that idea. I mean, I don't know if that's still as big a thing. Like booking these celebrities for these things, I'm pretty sure they are. Because I mean, like I've seen like posters and stuff for like the dudes from Jersey Shore. It's like, hey, DJ, flex my muscles and tan 3 times a week is going to be here DJ. And it's like, can he DJ? No, but he's got a MacBook. All right. Does he have his own music? No, Spotify. Well, that's just lazy.
GarageBand's GarageBand, I guess.
So they get on this island. They're told not to mention Pablo Escobar in any of their promotions. So it's
funny. Did they say why?
Probably because there's drugs.
Pablo Escobar was
yeah,
probably because Pablo Escobar is kind of a bad dude that shot people in the face.
Yeah, and it's probably the family just kind of wanting to keep that. Because I mean, that's probably if somebody's like, wait, you're related to him and you own this island, we're going to investigate this a little closer.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I don't think they bought the island. I think they just rented it. Like, I don't think they own that island.
Probably like leased it like a car. Yeah.
So they get on the island. It's a beautiful, like it's Bahamas, clear beach. They got ski doos, maybe sea doos, whatever, jet skis.
Yeah.
Awesome looking boats. They bring in like some of the top like models in the world to do this shoot. And essentially, they're like having him play on the beach. They're playing in the water. Billy McFarland and Ja Rule are like hanging out with him, but they're not really on camera too much, like for the actual promotional shots. But they're behind the scenes, getting drunk, telling the professionals how to actually do their job, which was kind of intriguing.
Oh, yeah. You're like, oh, the old white guy's gonna tell us how to model, girls.
Yeah.
Why don't you mansplain to me how to be a model?
Well, he wasn't really talking to the models as much as like the producer of the actual footage.
Oh, I see.
Like he was like telling him like, hey, listen, we're kind of running out of like the money you wanted to spend. And Ja Rule, I think, was drunk at this point. He's like, hey, if the models want to see the swimming pigs, we're going to go see the swimming pigs. He's like, yeah, but it's like all the way over on the other side of the island. He's like, hey, if they're here, this is what the Fyre Festival's all about. Like, all right, well, let's go see the swimming pigs.
Yes.
Hopefully the checks cash. Which is another thing you'll learn, Richard. A lot of these checks did not cash.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, so somebody got some money out of this, I'm sure.
Yikers.
So they shoot this whole like promotional video with the idea of that like and this is what kind of really pissed me off when I watched this, but the idea is like your average Joe Schmo is going to see this Fyre Festival. It's going to be like you get to be on a beach with models and music and beer and liquor and party. And it's like,
And they're all going to sleep with you, Shawn. They're all going to do it.
That's kind of what they were trying to get at. Not really like they'd sleep with you, but you'd have a shot, right?
Yeah.
And there's a part where they're sitting around this fire and Billy McFarland and Joe were all drunk and like talking about it. He's like, what we're trying to sell is this like world-class dream for these middle-class losers to come here. It's like, dude, yeah, I do want to go there, but you don't have to fucking say it out loud.
God, don't call me on it. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, he's not talking about me. I mean, because those models would want to sleep with me.
They totally would. All I gotta do is meet them, and then they'll like me for me.
Yeah. I mean, if worst comes to worst, they're swimming pigs. So, so they put this video out there, and they have like, I think it was like 100 or 200 different celebrities just put up an orange square on their Instagram or their social media, right? Which was like the Fyre Festival thing.
Okay.
And the idea was like, you see that, you click the link, you see this video, and you're like, oh my God, I'm totally in. Kendall Jenner was one of the people that did it. I can't remember if it was the site or if in my research I found, but it sounds like she got paid like $250,000 just to put that image up on her Instagram.
See, this is why, Shawn, you need to be an Instagram celebrity.
I'm trying.
What you gotta do is just show that beautiful face. That's what you need to do. Just
so I should stop.
Let the world.
Pics?
Yeah, because those don't work. I learned.
Yeah, everybody.
I mean, third party. I learned from my wife that they don't work. Although I have heard that naked dick pics don't work, but bulge in the pants pics do work.
Huh. You know, that's interesting because I've got 2 pairs of underwear that are like little tighter briefs.
Yeah.
And as you know, I've gotten in pretty good shape recently. I'm getting a little V cut,
here we
a little
go.
ab action. My muscles look huge. So every now and then I'll walk out in the hallway, be like, hey, babe, about to take a shower. And you know what happens, Richard? She looks up from her phone.
Right?
Yeah. And then she says, fucking put some clothes on.
And then
my mom's here.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I'm getting in the shower. Wait, you want me to put clothes? Okay, I will. And then
you want me to wear the sexy outfit? No.
But yeah, so little pro tip, guys. Girls don't like dick pics. I think we covered this like in a episode a while ago. Girls hate dick pics. They hate them. But bulge in the pants pics might be a little more tasteful and might actually work out better in your favor. So if you can't help yourself, go with option B. That's all I'm saying.
Honestly, if you can't help yourself, you probably should talk to somebody because that's a problem.
That's true.
Let's see. So they shot all this stuff. They put this out there. You know, like I said, Kendall Jenner made a crap ton of money on it. This is what spawned a lot of the questions of like, if you're being paid to use your social media, you need to somehow tell that this is an ad. Because I guess there's like FCC regulations. If you are promoting something and getting paid to promote it, you have to be like, oh, well, this is an ad kind of thing.
Yes.
Because they're kind of questioning, like, through all of this, when it all fell to the fucking wayside and went, belly up, they're like, wait, these social media people that were promoting this, like, they're just as liable. I think that's in the courts right now.
Well, I mean, maybe not. I mean, maybe obviously they're not just as liable as the people that put it on. No, but I would argue that they share they do share blame. They do share some responsibility, because I feel like if your job, and I'm putting job in quotes here, if your job is to be an influencer or a personality, and that is your stock and trade, your currency is yourself, and your currency is what you believe, and your currency is what you promote and what you choose to promote and what you choose not to promote. That is your currency. And so if you promote something and people get hurt and people get taken and people get shit on financially. Are you responsible for that? Yeah.
Well, I think it's the idea where, because it wasn't like, oh, I'm getting paid to tell you about this. It's like, oh, no, I'm going here. And so I think there's a little bit of deceivingness to it.
Yeah, there totally is, because all those people that have the little orange square on their button, I didn't hear any stories about any of those people there.
Yeah, I don't think any of them were there. And like,
no, because I don't think any of them were there.
Marks. Yeah. Well, in the weekend that they were going, Blink 182 canceled because I think they were hearing stories of all the shit that was going on trying to get this set up. So let's start. So people were being sold this idea of, you're going to go to this island that's Pablo Escobar Island, secluded island. You're going to be taken out in planes that like are.
So they mentioned it anyway.
Yeah. So they mentioned it anyway. And they're selling this island excluded. You know, they had different, like, you could do a tent, you could do a house, you could do a boat, lots of different things.
Okay.
And the idea was like, oh, well, you're going to go here. We're going to fly you in like a private jet, like a 6-person jet. It's going to be very like, you're going to be pampered. Like, you're going to feel like Kendall Jenner. Like, you're going to feel like a person who like isn't like understanding like the real world for a weekend.
Yeah.
The problem, Richard, is they used Pablo Escobar's name. And so then the island's like, fuck you. You can't use the island anymore.
Oh, shit.
So first off, they basically tried to plan this festival in like a 6-month time frame, which a lot of people in there says, like, if you're starting a brand new festival, you need at least a year plus to get it set up.
Well, especially the logistics of, because you got to haul a bunch of shit out to a fucking island.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, you saw what happened with Puerto Rico, and those people, true. all they wanted was fucking water and a bandage.
Yeah, I got a good story about water with this though, so hold that thought. So they now they're racing to find a place to have this, and they basically find an island that isn't secluded, but they kind of like book like a small area of the island.
Okay,
not big enough for the amount of people that were going to be there.
Oh,
and it ended up being that. Instead of these nice, luxurious tents, you were getting FEMA produced or FEMA left behind tents.
So basically, like the tents that you would see at Puerto Rico after a hurricane.
Yeah. I mean, not really good enough to probably like withstand a lot of stuff, but enough to like keep you out of the elements for a little bit. Yeah, they promised these like gourmet meals, like sushi and like all kinds of ridiculous, like amazing foods. All they had was like prepackaged sandwiches.
Ooh,
and so people are starting to question this before this festival. Like, you know, it's like a week or 2 weeks out, and like people are like, hey, we haven't seen pictures of our accommodations. We don't have any information on the accommodations. And internally, as they're trying to build this, they are way behind. They're over, like they've burned through a bunch of their money, and they said what would happen is they would be like cutting it like close to being like out of money, and Billy McFarland would leave and come back like a day or two later with like an extra $2 or $3 million.
Holy shit.
So he was going out and either like selling his ass off to get these people to finance it or something.
Yeah, but he's like, I went to fucking Celine Dion.
Yeah. He's like, I got Blink 182 showing up. She's like, who? Like, I got
That's like, there's all three of them together are like half a Celine Dion. Why are you referring to yourself in the third person? That's the currency.
But what's interesting is like a lot of people kept telling us like, hey, this isn't going to work. We need to cancel this. Like, look at like what we have out there. This is not what people paid for.
Yeah.
But people still came anyway. And so as people are getting almost like ready to show up, there was a guy that was helping Billy McFarland and Ja Rule out. He's like I consider him almost like a producer to an extent. Like he was kind of running some stuff behind the scenes. So they get like 2 or 3 trailer trucks of Evian water, right?
Okay.
And it's stuck at the port, and the I think it was the Jamaican government was basically like, hey, you need to pay us X number of dollars and we'll release this water to you.
Okay.
It's like $250,000 or $500,000.
Yeah.
The way the guy tells it, I can't remember what the guy's name is, but Billy McFarland basically told him, like, listen, since you're gay, I need you to go there and suck that dude's dick so we can get that water.
What?
Yeah, and so I'm watching this. I'm like, is that the point where the dude's like, "Fuck you, I'm leaving"?
Yeah, because I'd be like, gay or not, that's how I feel.
Yeah, it's like you basically want to use me as a prostitute.
Yeah,
and the guy said he's like, so I went back to my room in the little beach house that we were renting to. Basically, was like, hey, HQ.
Yeah,
I rinsed my mouth out with mouthwash, and I drove to the port of entry. And he's like, I walked in and I was ready to suck that dude's dick.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Now, here's the question, Shawn. Here's the question I'll pose to you. So that at the position you're in, you're this dude, okay? The position you're in, this is going to be a shit show. Like an absolute shit show. Yeah.
At this point, everything's sure going to fail.
Yeah, and everything's going horribly, and there's a chance that people are not only going to be upset, but there is a chance that somebody could get seriously hurt. There's a chance that something really bad could happen.
I don't think they said that like in the documentary, like, oh, we thought people could get hurt, because I'm sure there's some legality there. But to me, like everything I saw from this documentary, like at this point, I'm like, yeah, there's a chance for somebody to get hurt.
There's a chance for somebody to get hurt. Like basically, however many people showed up, you're putting them in a position where they're on very basic living conditions, and there's there's very basic accommodations. There's a chance they might not have water.
Yeah.
So the question is, Shawn, would you drive down there with your clean, rinsed mouth, full well and knowing that if you don't do this, there's a chance that these people might not have fucking water to drink?
I think at this point, and I'm not sure if they were at a point enough where they could have called it off, but if you're like, no, I'm not doing that. He's like, well, we don't have the money. And at that point, you have to be like, well, then we don't have a show. If we can't get that water, if we can't give people just basic water, this show is impossible. We have to call it off.
Yeah. Or if these people are like, we're thirsty, we want water, I'd be like, hey, there are 3 truckloads of it down at the dock. Go bug that guy. Yeah. I'll show you exactly where he's at. And then I'll just send 400 people down there, and they can rip the fucking truck open and drink all the water they want.
So as he gets down there, basically the guy's like, I don't know if he like propositioned it or not, but essentially he didn't have to suck the dude's dick to get the water. The guy was like, listen, just make sure that when everything's getting paid, we're the first ones to get paid. And he released the water, which I think was like one of those like, oh, sweet, a win for us that kind of helped this shit show happen. So people show up, Richard. They get there and like they're like, where the fuck do we go? And nobody like tells them anything, and they say, okay, well, go to this restaurant and just hang out there for a little bit. And so people were drinking, and they were providing some liquor to get people, a little liquored up. The lady that owned that restaurant kind of helped feed them and do everything. She's out like $60,000 after all this is said and done. Like her life savings is gone because she basically tried to help keep this thing afloat. And people were showing up.
Also probably tried to help keep people alive.
Yeah, well, she's like standing there, and she kind of mentioned, like people were coming up to her. She's like, "Is this the Fyre Festival? Is this what we're here for?" And they finally get kind of bust down.
She's like, "No, this is a food truck."
Essentially, yeah. I mean, it was a nice restaurant, but yeah, it was definitely not up to like the standards that they were expecting. And so the other piece I missed is like up to like 2 or 3 weeks before the show, they went out and hired any able body on the island to come and try and finish up setting up tents, putting in mattresses, putting up the sound systems, like anything and everything, like working 24/7 essentially, on the thought that you would get paid after. So they weren't getting paid as they worked, they were going to get paid after.
Right.
And so you have a lot of these pissed off locals that aren't getting paid. So these people are getting bussed in, and the bus drivers are laughing at these kids. Like, yep, that's where you guys are staying. He's like, if I was you, I wouldn't stay here. Like, it's all like, what the fuck are you getting yourselves into?
Yeah.
They get off the bus. They're like standing around still. They're basically standing in front of that HQ, and Billy McFarland's kind of standing up there with a beer in hand. Like, hey, we're just finishing some stuff up. He's like, just go ahead. Like, night was about to fall. He's like, just go ahead and get your guys' tents. Just go out and pick a tent. And so it was a mad rush to the tents. And it was basically like what you would see in like a fucking like end of the world type of thing.
Yeah.
And they talked to these one guys, and they're kind of D-bags when you listen to them, but they were people who just went to the festival. And they said, well, our goal was like to find a tent here, and we didn't want anybody around us. So what we did is we went around to all the tents next to us and started cutting them open, like cutting holes in them. We would go in and we'd piss on the mattresses that were around us, so we would be by ourselves. I know, right? It's like what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
And nightfall happens, and they have some people with like their own camera videos, and it's like dead silent. They said, like creepily dead silent, and nobody shows up. I don't that I could tell for the performing people. So and the food that they got was legit. Like there's a guy who had a tweet that went viral. It was like 2 pieces of bread and like a piece of meat. He's like, well, this is the gourmet food. Richard, when these people left, they locked them in the airport because they didn't have their planes set up to take them away. They had no food, no water, not only at the festival, but when they got to the airport, there was nothing there to sustain them to get back home.
Yeah.
So needless to say, a lot of these people were suing the Fyre Festival and everything, which it seemed warranted. Sure,
of course.
My favorite story,
and on top of the fact that like fucking, like I said, like it's like I said at the beginning, like I'm sure a lot of these people were like on fucking mom and dad's dime,
maybe, yeah.
So,
what my favorite story about this is, so like all this is like coming out in like public pretty bad. It's like this is like. SNL was making fun of it. Nightly talk shows were making fun of it. Like it was like, like this is a shit show.
Yeah.
And then people started obviously bringing their lawsuits together. So Billy McFarland, he was arrested, let out on bail, and like he was being followed around by like paparazzi and TMZ and stuff, and they're like asking him questions like, "Do you feel sorry?" Yada yada yada. And the main thing that they kept selling too is like, well, nobody got hurt. And I know earlier on, one of the guys was like, when all this was kind of coming together, he kind of thought about Woodstock. He's like, nobody thinks about all the bad things that probably happened at Woodstock, the drugs, all this. And so he was thinking like this was just their Woodstock stuff they were going through before they kicked the show off. But so Billy McFarland, he's out on bail and he's complaining, or not really complaining, but he's releasing notes that to the public that he's living in his parents' basement. He has camera people still following him. That's in this documentary, Richard.
Oh my God.
And he starts up a brand new company and he hires some kid to basically help him out. He's living in like a penthouse suite in one of the buildings in New York, like something that somebody on bail probably couldn't afford. Right. He starts this company that does essentially what his credit card company thing did, is where he sends out emails to the Fyre Festival email list that he has saying, hey, this is, I can't remember the name they used, if it was Rob or what it was, but it's like, hey, this is so-and-so. I've got tickets for tonight's or next week's game at Madison Square Garden. They're normally $700, but, we'll give them to you for $200. Richard, you'd send your $200. Guess what you wouldn't get?
Oh my fucking God, dude.
This dude's on bail and did this. And I think he got like $200,000 scamming these people over a couple months. Like he was giving out tickets to things like there's some like art festival thing that like is by invitation only. He was trying to sell tickets for that you can't sell. Those are unsellable tickets. And basically people would like Google search that and be like, you can't fucking sell those.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like the balls on this guy to be out on bail for like the worst thing, like festival thing. Well, probably,
like the big, like one of the most, the most epic fail in terms of show promotion.
Yeah.
I think it's, it's because that's what happens when you legitimately do not give a shit.
Well, I think it's definitely.
I mean, you just genuinely don't give a fuck.
He's the kind of guy that's like he's like the guy from what the hell's Glengarry Glen Ross? Like he's a salesman kind of guy. It's like, well, I know I'm selling you a shitty product, but I'm going to sell it to you.
Yeah.
And I think he got like 6 years in jail. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, he actually got convicted and sentenced?
I think so. So Ja Rule, as far as I can tell, Ja Rule got like out of this
nothing.
Completely.
I'm sure nothing.
Because he started up a new company that's kind of trying to do the app thing, is what the documentaries kind of stated.
Okay. But so here's my question: is now with the release of this and I guess another from the release of both of these documentaries, has there been any more blowback on him?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but I don't see how it couldn't. Like to me, he didn't come out of those like like real video, like just basically like, them recording their conversations. I don't see how you could see that and not think less of what he did. Like he was just as involved.
Right.
But McFarland, what happened with him was, so he was sentenced to 6 years in prison and had to forfeit $26 million for a wire fraud he was part of.
Oh,
and he is currently incarcerated.
Okay.
So, but I know at the end of that, they talked to a lot of people like, yeah, we could see him when he gets out starting up some kind of company again.
Oh yeah. Well, because especially when it comes to the tech industry, like, you're not seeing anybody. It's not like the fucking, the CEO of like Wendy's. Like, it's not like, Dave Thomas has shown up, in a commercial for an app.
True.
Like most of, like, you don't, like, I don't know who the, major tech industry leaders are. I mean, you're Bill Gates and you're Jeff Bezos and shit like that. But I mean,
but you don't know the guy behind Uber or Tinder or
right.
stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly. It's all because technology's very impersonal, and that's one of the things that we like about it. And so, you can be an asshole CEO and bilk people for fucking cash, and you can do it over and over again because nobody's looking at, like, I wonder who runs this.
Yeah, it's really interesting just with like the scam part of this, because like he was running that secondary scam after he was on bail, and you'd think people would question that. It's like, oh, we've got 50-yard line Super Bowl tickets for $500.
Yeah.
Like, that's way too good to be true.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still sitting on that email from that Nigerian prince who just needs $5,000 and my social security number.
It'll come. Okay. It'll come. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't burst his bubble.
1/10,000th Celine Dion. Which
audience, if you message Shawn on Twitter, don't burst that bubble.
But it's definitely a buyer beware kind of thing, and I feel bad for those people that went. Some of them, some probably. I think the people that probably deserve that, like, oh, this is a shit show, didn't go, because they probably were like, they had agents who were like, oh yeah, don't go, like that, they're fucking up.
Yeah.
All those other people go.
Yeah. Let the other people go. And see, that's the other thing is, look, let's say, Shawn, you and I are quote unquote social influencers, and we bought this, we took the money from this fuckstick and we promoted, the Fyre Festival on our fucking Instagram. Now, I guarantee the second I caught wind of any of this bullshit happening, I would have gone on Instagram, I would have gone on Twitter, and I would have been like, hey, I'm seeing multiple reports that this is what's going on. I promoted this, and so now I'm telling you, don't go.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably a lot of the now where you, like, if you see somebody's, like, I just saw some comedian talking about like Burger King, and at the end of it was #ad. Because it's basically him saying like, hey, I know I said like, oh my God, I'm so hungry for a Burger King Whopper. It's an ad. I'm really not hungry for a Burger King Whopper. I'm more of a Wendy's guy, but I'm getting paid to put this tweet out. So you're starting to see
Right.
a lot more of that to kind of keep yourself like, hey, I'm not like, this is just me getting paid for like my wall space. It's
I feel like you need to go a step for. I feel like that needs to go a step further. Like you can't just. I feel like just throwing your hands up and being like, "Well, I'm saying that I'm getting paid for it, and so you shouldn't believe it."
no, I agree. I think
that if I'm promoting something and then I find out later that thing is bad or that thing is harmful, fucking Garen goddamn teed that I'm showing back up on the platform that I use to promote the thing to say, hey, that thing I promoted is bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I think
don't use it. Don't use this product. Don't do any of this. And the money, and I took money for it. And obviously I'm not going to give that money back, but I feel like I should use that money for some other purpose. I mean, okay, like we always talk about our hero, Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith made a fuck ton of money off of movies like Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy. He finds out Harvey Weinstein is a fucking terrible person. Then he comes out and says, obviously I can't give my money back. The money that I made basically with him, like I can't give that money back. Like I've been making money off that for 10, 15, 20 years. He's like, but what I will do is any further money I get from that is going to go to something else.
Yeah, I think that's an honorable thing to do. I think when you're talking about
too.
You getting paid by them, like obviously you can't give that money back, but I think you get into the legality of it where like what kind of contract did you sign when you took money to advertise for it? If there's anything in there where it says, well, you can't say anything bad about it, that's where you get into kind of some legality problems.
Right.
So you can
I watch Twitch all the time and I see and there are tons of people that that legitimately say right off the bat, hey, I'm going to play this game for 3 hours because I'm being paid to. Like a studio is paying me to play and show you this game. Now, one thing that they also say is that yes, I'm taking money to play this game, and yes, I'm taking money to show you what this game is and what my experience with it is. I will not water down my opinion of it.
Oh yeah.
Just because I'm getting paid for it. Like if they are paid to promote a game and it's a shitty game, they'll say so, or at least a lot of them say so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's advertising
because because they don't want to attach, because they have a reputation to protect as well.
It's more of like the Twitches and like the Instagram. It's more when it's your personal brand and that's all you
exactly.
have. But like you see like people like Jennifer Lawrence, she's got this like Macy's perfume commercial. I guarantee that's not the perfume she's wearing. But she's doing it because it's a paycheck. Johnny Depp did the same thing. So I think when your celebrity reaches a certain level, sometimes you'll do those things that you necessarily don't like enjoy or endorse as like, oh, I love these things. It's like, oh, this is a paycheck. But when you're looking at levels like Twitch or stuff like that, where you're just you yourself is the brand.
Exactly. It's you. You're the brand. You have to be careful. You have to be responsible. But when you're talking about these fucktards on Instagram, I feel like it's the same thing. Their money is in their brand, their name, their personal reputation, and they should be responsible for it.
If that's handled by like somebody else, like I wonder if Kendall Jenner wasn't the one that signed off on that. Like she maybe signed off on it, like says, yeah, sure, that sounds cool. A festival in Bahamas, and I get.
Oh, I'm sure.
But there's probably some other agency that handles that.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Her manager was like, "Hey, you got $250,000. We need you to do this thing," and she would have said, "Okay." But that's all. But that's on her. She's the one that fucking agreed. She's the one that agrees to it. Whether it was just, oh well, my manager told me to do this so I could get this paycheck. Bullshit. Because
when it's like
it's still it's exactly, it's still your reputation. It's still your brand. You're the one that hired said manager.
Yeah.
And that manager needs to be fucking looking out for you. If I was that fucking Jenner's manager, I would have said, hey, this thing that you promoted is a shit show. And I feel it's in your best interest to fix it and go and use your platform,
or disassociate from it,
and or use your platform to publicly disassociate from it. At the very least.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what I might have been just kind of kicking off around that time, or maybe it was right after it, but that's where a lot of those questions come. It's like, hey, whenever Kourtney Kardashian posed herself with this, brand of teacups, she got the teacup for free. She's getting paid to do it. And that somehow she needs to say, this is a paid advertisement. And I think that's what really kicked a lot of stuff. It's like, no, you guys are still in that same realm where if you're being paid to do something, you have to let the public know. Because I think it just gets into like the deception piece of it. But either way, Richard, this Fyre Festival is a big shit show. I didn't realize they had 2 weekends planned for it. So the first weekend didn't work. Obviously, the second weekend didn't.
Obviously.
I feel like a lot of people that had their names tied to it kind of quietly ignored it. And I don't know if that's because they're kind of in the courts right now dealing with it. But
yeah, maybe.
All I have to say, Rich, is one day I hope we get paid $250 for a post, and well,
that'd be awesome.
Even $250.
And then, and I hope if we do that, I hope it goes well.
Yeah. Well, and you and I think it's because we're kind of in that realm of like, I wouldn't want to sell something to people that listen to me or you for specific reasons, and
exactly,
like, oh, you should do this. It's like, wait, that like causes kidney stones. Well, yeah, I don't take it, but you should, because I got paid to do it.
Yeah, because I personally feel a sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
And a sense of ownership in what I say. And so if I if I drink Coca-Cola, it's and I say, hey, I drink Coca-Cola, I think it's tasty.
So this is kind of a philosophical question. So, okay, like me, I'm a big Mountain Dew fan. I don't really like Mellow Yellow. If Mellow Yellow came up and said, hey, we'd like to do an ad on your podcast, I don't know. I think I would be okay with that, even though I don't really like Mellow Yellow.
Would you? Okay, let's say that you don't really like Mellow Yellow. Would you mention that you don't like Mellow Yellow?
I think I think that's where it's like, hey, you just have to do this read. So it's like, Mellow Yellow makes you fellow, go into the yellow mellow. Like if I just do that, like that's fine. But if I had to be like, oh, Mellow Yellow, that's my yellow drink of choice. It's the one I like to have at the movies. I probably wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay.
I was thinking like your Coke, Pepsi, like let's say like you're a big Coke guy and then Pepsi comes on and says, hey, we want you to do a Pepsi ad. We want you to say that when I drink Crown Royal and Pepsi, that's my choice for my rum and Coke.
Right. And then they'd be like, did you say Crown Royal?
And
is rum?
It'd be whiskey and Pepsi. What'd I say? You said rum and Coke. Yeah. Pepsi's Coke, right? And Crown Royal's rum.
Crown Royal's rum. Get me a nice can of Coke, a bottle of Crown Royal, and drink my rum and Coke. Or a nice can of Pepsi.
That's my drinking choice when I'm at the Fyre Festival in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Well, Richard, you and I didn't go on this trip, but we do have our trip coming up. I'm holding you to it.
Yeah, so, I'm excited.
What do you have for our Richard's closing thoughts?
Hopefully we don't end up in a FEMA tent eating sandwiches like shitty sandwiches, and we don't have to suck a dick for water.
Oh, yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just, not my preference.
Yeah, like if the ad's like, hey, we need you to do an ad for how you like to suck dick, I'm like, how much does it pay? Pays one truck worth of Olivian water. All right, well. It's from the Swiss Alps. All right, let me do a little
It's from the Swiss Alps, right?
Let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website, we're at languagebros.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languagebro. Email us at eatthebeaver at languagebros.com and like us on Facebook. Remember, you can find us as part of the greatest podcast festival site on the internet, the Pod Bros Network.
The podcast site that always gives you what you pay for.
Yeah. All right. Was there anything else before I close her out?
All those celebrity names that you mentioned, I barely have any idea who any of them are.
Yeah. That's what's, yeah.
And that makes me feel old.
Like Kendall Jenner, like, who's that? Like, isn't she on like E? She's like, yeah, she has like 300 million followers. How?
That's all the people in America. I'm in America.
She has one half Celine Dion. All right. Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say, if you want to release those truckloads of water, we eat the beaver.
Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna give it away. I'll let the audience figure it out.